So the maps in Splatoon 3 are not that good, mainly because of their small mids. The small mid areas. And the small mid areas are really, really bad because you're forced to use specials to move people. Let's look at one of the worst cases of this. Mahi Mahi. While we load, I'm just going to say that these maps are about the same quality as Splatoon 2 overall. It's just that because there's a less amount of map pools, or less amount of maps, it means that there's less maps to use to make a good map pool. Alright, so now that we're in mid, so let's say I'm a frontline splash, alright? Where can I stand that I won't get sniped if there's an enemy charger on their snipe right here? Let's say there's a charger right where I threw that burst bomb. There's a charger right here. If I'm a splash, I can't stand here, I'll get sniped. I can't stop here, I can't stand here. Maybe here, but as soon as tower moves, that won't work, so no. I can stand here. And I can stand here. And I can stand here. Maybe here in squid form. And like here-ish in squid form. But not to do well. And here's not really a good area, because if like an enemy sees me start to swim up to here, they can just go peek out here where they still won't be seen, and then just go pop, 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 and I'm dead. Basically, I'm stuck behind here, and I can't really do much besides pop, 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 unless someone tries to go over here. So I gotta get special, because I can't really do anything else. So I get special. Oh, see? Because I popped out here, I'd be dead. So I gotta stay behind here and get my special. And that was a lot of time where I was just doing nothing. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I was going up. Like, I was in like a big fight. It was me standing still, doing barely anything, just besides painting. And I don't think that you want to, that people play ranked to paint. People play turf war to paint. People play ranked to play other things and probably get kills because it's more fun. So by forcing the maps to have very cramped mids and force people to paint, it makes the maps feel a lot worse and less fun to play on. So that being said, this is going to be a 3-part series. I'll make the other 2 parts a bit later about how we can fix the maps. And the way that we can fix the Splatoon 1 maps will be covered in this video, because why not just do it in order like that? So the way to fix Splatoon 3's Mahi is you turn on your Wii U, and then you go get your little data stealer stick and data mine the entire map pool for Splatoon 1 Mahi. And then you upscale it graphically wise, and then you put it in Splatoon 3. Very easy. That way, you can just play the maps. You can play the old Mahi, which has lots of ways to move, besides forcing you into this tiny mid where you only have a couple good spots to stand or swim. You know? Now let's talk about Hammerhead. Now Hammerhead, I understand a little bit why they would want to change the design, because the grates on Rainmaker with Tacticooler. Imagine that. A run speed buff with max run speed with the weapon like N-Zap on the grates. You'd be going burr all the way across the grates. It'd be so silly and it'd be so dumb. But it would work. You probably just need another spot for checkpoints though. Though I can see why they wouldn't want a map like that. So, if we were to fix Hammerhead, to be honest, I'd want Hammerhead from 1 because I like the Rainmaker being a funny mode, because I think that'd be fun. Besides, though, it's also pretty good too. Especially with the checkpoints, it'd be a lot better. So, Hammerhead. This map just looks like Fat Walleye Warehouse. And it's not very good. So, I think what needs to be done here is you're gonna make from here to here, like make like another like part of platforms from here to here. And do the same on this side, make another platform from like here to here. Let me go from spawn to left and right without going through the center path. Because then, if you have an enemy team pushing right here, all they have to worry about is you coming from here. And it'll just become very stally until one of you gets specials. But if there's platforms here, and platforms there, then your entire team can collapse on them. So, you should do that for all modes. And then, you should place a ramp here, so that way you can place a Rainmaker checkpoint here, and that way you can get up to here. And maybe at like the side Rainmaker, for Rainmaker. For clams and tower and zones, I think the placements are all fine, but really, this map just needs more side platforms. That would make the map a lot better. Sorry about that. Now Museum, the least changed map. Now Museum is almost the best. Like, Museum is really, really good on Clam Blitz. It is the best Clam Blitz map, I think, in the entire series. This is, like, I think it's the best Clam Blitz map in the entire series. Why? Because you can go here, you can go through mid, you can go around here, you can go around the flank and up here. And when you're in the middle of the map, you can go through this route, which is the quick and main route, to get up to the basket, or you can go the long flank route. So if the enemies are all pushing on this side, and they're guarding this spot so that you can't get up it, you can go from flank do the sneaky power clam trick, where you throw a clam and then pick up the next one. And then score behind them, and then get jumps to your teammates so that they can help you. Plus, this glass beam, in addition to 3, actually makes it so that you can't fall off the map here, and makes fights more tolerable in this area, which is really, really good. But look at Rainmaker on Museum. Rainmaker is still pretty decent, but it's not as good as it was in Splatoon 1. Why? Well, you have this, you have your flank route over here. But where's, oh. You don't have your main route. Meaning, what's your ways to get into the map? What's your ways to get push up? You also have the spinner, which I forgot to mention you do have in Clan Blitz. Yeah, and you have this route. This one only works half the time though, meaning 99% of the time you're going to be forced to go up this way. And if you're forced to go up this way, that means the enemies can position in a way to keep you out of this spot as long as possible. Meaning you're forced to use special to move them. Meaning you're forced to hide and you're forced to paint until you get special to move them out of the way. And then you can push. Like sure, most likely in all maps and like in all modes, like even the good ones, you still want to be using special to do stuff. You don't have to on the good maps. You can flank, there's options. Like if one team is holding really one spot really securely, you can play on the other side to make them move into a position where you want them. Anyways, so how to fix Museum? You add your main route back here and make this a ramp on all modes, including clams. This would make clams just a lot better. Here I like. Also, do not move this, just keep this straight on all modes. You can move the spinner. The spinner moving is fine. Now, there is one thing that I think that doesn't need to be added, because I don't think it will impact the maps too much. But I think that if you add a little tiny block that you can swim up here, so that if like, so let's say like enemies all over there, you can go from flank all the way up here to all the way up here without the enemies seeing you. Sure, you'll be on glass, which adds to the risk of this flank, but it means that you'll be able to get to the enemy charger, which will probably be standing here or here on the high ground, and you'll be able to pick them, meaning your team will be able to enable stuff, which means that your team doesn't have to rely too much on special to do stuff. So, by having a flank here, you could potentially make a really big play that doesn't make your team rely on special, which is really, really, really good. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. Thanks for listening.